Hi, welcome to Chef Steve's page. Today we are going to cover sauteing. Sauteing is one of the most important and perhaps one of the most misunderstood cooking processes that there is. Saute means to cook quickly and a small amount of fat as a definition, or the direct translation means to jump, which means you're going to have, when you put your product in there, it should be ready to jump right out of there because of the heat and cook quickly. Cooking quickly brings out natural sugars that can be caramelized and flavors that you can't get just by heating or steaming or any other type of process. We're going to start by putting a little bit of oil in our pan. Sauteing only requires a little bit of oil just to cover the bottom of the pan. If you look at this as an example, that's about what we should have. And now we're going to turn on our stove and we're going to let our pan get hot. When our pan gets hot, I'll also show you a technique on telling when it's ready to go. Okay, we're back and our pan is hot and ready to go. And if you look at this right now, this is how you can tell without having to touch it or burn your fingers or anything like that. We want that to happen. You can see how it is beating and robing, and it kind of looks like it's trying to pull away from the pan. That's a good sign that your pan is very hot and ready to go for sauteing. We're going to do onions and mushrooms. First the onions. You hear the onions? Now we'll put the mushrooms in. Now, of course, you know you have a very hot pan here. And it's very important to keep everything moving in your pan because it will burn if you, let's see here. Nope, we didn't have it. You see, even while I was talking here, some of the onions started to brown just a little bit, but that's okay because the onions have a lot of sugar in them and they tend to caramelize. So this is actually something I am looking for my product for a dish I'm going to do later. We will be done sauteing when my mushrooms are limp and the onions become slightly transparent. I want to keep them flat against the pan. If they're not touching the pan, they're not cooking. And of course, this is a great time to season. Season with salt and pepper. Reason being, now the salt starts to melt. When the salt melts on there, it gets nice and tasty and sweet. You ever wonder what that secret is to McDonald's French fries? It's that salt caramelizing on the French fries. Nobody else seems to get that. Now, here we are. We're about 45 seconds or so into this, maybe a minute. And these are just about done. A little more salt, I think. Salt and pepper. I have a salt and pepper mix here that I use. And now, my sauteed mushrooms and onions are finished. And it should be just that fast. If it's any slower than that, there's going to be too much moisture in them. As you can see, there's no moisture here whatsoever, and they're nice and dry. Enjoy. Bon appetit.